Good morning, everyone. I'm Ravindra Rao from Kotak Securities, and I welcome you back to this week's edition of the Commodity Weekly Roundup. I would like to take this opportunity to wish you all a very happy Gudi Padwa. I wish all of you a healthy, wealthy, and peaceful year. Coming to markets, the US dollar has given back some of its gains and it has retreated from the highs. Although the long term trend in dollar is bearish, the short term trend is still not very negative as it is still holding the support of 9150. Last week, the dollar index fell 0.9% to 92.182. The US dollar index trades little changed this week near 92.1 following a weekly decline of 0.9%. The currency is witnessing mixed movement as support from growing optimism over US growth and last week's upbeat PPI data has offset weakness due to the Fed's dovish stance. Because of the dollar weakness, the precious metals have finally showed some strength as both dollar and US 10-year bond yields have retreated from the highs. Gold ended with a 0.9% gain and tested a high of $1759.4 per ounce, the highest level since February 26, whereas silver has gained by 1.5% last week. Fed's dovish stance has put a pause on US dollar and bond yield rally, offsetting the optimism about the US economy. Rising virus cases, US stimulus measures, and loose monetary policy stance of major central banks have also supported gold's recovery from the lows. However, limiting gains are continuing ETF outflows, which is required for gold to sustain at higher levels. The inflows are required. General optimism about global economic recovery and general progress on the vaccine front, despite hiccups. Although gold has recovered sharply from the recent lows, price is still struggling to sustain above the dollar 1760 1765 ounce level, which we also mentioned last week. The general bias is on the upside amid rising virus cases and loose monetary policy stance. However, a sustained rise is unlikely unless US dollar and bond yields correct sharply. Although the US dollar and bond yields have corrected, but it is still not very convincing of a sharp down move. So we have to wait for that for a sustained up move in precious metals. On the technical front, we maintain a broad consolidative move in gold until 1760 1765 breaks on a closing basis. Although the bias would be positive, a sharp rally will be seen only on a closing break above 1760 1765. On the MCX, an inside candle has been formed. We have seen a rally from 44,000 to 47,000 close, and at this higher level, we have seen an inside candle formation. Now, this can create some kind of a correction in prices. However, the confirmation will come only on a close below 46,200. So till then, there is a possibility it might move in a sideways zone. And if it takes out 46,900, 46,950, then this pattern will negate and the prices will further go higher. Technically, in case of silver, it is still in a short-term bear grip. The bulls might get an edge only if it sustains about $26.50 on the COMEX. And on the MCX, 66,500 would be the immediate resistance, and strong resistance is still pegged at 68,000. Until then, a broad range would continue in silver. Coming to energies, as expected, crude oil continued to trade lower with a 3.5% decline last week. Despite the losses, crude largely held in the $58 to $62 barrel per barrel range. This was amid mixed factors. Weighing on crude price was rising virus cases, which has forced countries to impose strict restrictions. Mixed economic data from major economies. OPEC and ALA's decision to raise supply gradually in the coming months. Prospect of higher supply from Iran amid efforts to ease US-Iran tensions, and rise in US crude oil rig counts to April 2020 highs. On the flip side, supporting price was the second weekly decline in US crude oil stocks. US EIA's forecast of deeper deficit in 2021 owing to demand growth. IMF's upbeat global growth outlook. General optimism about the US economy amid stimulus measures and weakness in US dollar. Crude oil may continue to trade with a recent range amid mixed factors. However, the general bias may be on the downside owing to the rising virus cases and OPEC's decision to gradually increase supply in coming months. Focus this week will be on OPEC and IEA's monthly outlook, which will help in forming outlook on demand supply balance sheet post recent OPEC decision and IMF upbeat growth outlook. On the technical front, WTI crude has witnessed a breakdown from the rising channel few sessions back. However, since past few weeks, price has been consolidating between $57.40 and on the higher bound, it is not breaching 62.40 per barrel. On the MCX, same pattern can be seen for the active first month contract as price is oscillating in the range of rupees 4,550 to 4,200. Strength index RSI is struggling to move and sustain above 50, supporting the bear case. As the bias is lower, a break below the lower bound of $57.40 per barrel would intensify the fall till $55 to 54 per barrel. Similarly, on the MCX, break of the lower bound near 4,200, 4,180 would give bears the edge to pull it lower till 4,080, 4,000. Till then, price is expected to continue trading in the range of 4,200 to 4,560 with a sideways to negative bias. Now, in case of natural gas, there is an interesting technical pattern being formed. Natural gas recently hit a low close to a long-term trendline support, and after that, a bullish engulfing was formed, which was confirmed yesterday with a close above 190. So immediate support of the pattern, the low of the pattern is at 180 and the long-term trendline support is at 176. So that would be the crucial point for natural gas. If it goes below that, we might see a sharp fall. Otherwise, there is a possibility of a pullback till 198, and if it sustains above 198, 199, there is a possibility of it going higher till 211 also. So until 176, 180 holds on the lower side, there is a possibility of a pullback in natural gas because of the bullish engulfing formation, and the targets can be pegged at 198 and above that 211. Now, finally coming to the base metals pack, base metals on the LME oscillated between gains and losses last week but ended on a higher note. LME nickel was the best performer with a 2.6% gains, followed by 2% jump in zinc prices. The metal pack has opened on a lower note yesterday at the start of this week, weighed down by weakness in Chinese equity indices amid growing concerns over policy tightening in the nation. Also putting pressure is worries over surging virus cases. For the week, focus may be on China's trade balance, industrial production data, retail sales and first quarter GDP. China's first quarter GDP is estimated to have grown by 18.8% year on year, following 6.5% growth in last quarter 2020. Furthermore, metals pack at large has also come under pressure after China's premier said the country will strengthen control of commodity prices that have hurt the businesses. The downside may, however, be capped amid US as well as global growth optimism, along with loose monetary stance by central bankers of major economies and accelerating pace of vaccination despite few hiccups. Overall, the metals pack may continue to trade mixed amid mixed cues on macro as well as fundamental front. To conclude, focus for the week continues to be on the movement in US dollar index as it has been since past few weeks. It might be impacted this week by comments of various Fed officials, including comments by Fed Chair Jerome Powell, and economic data from US, including key readings of CPI and retail sales. Well, with that, I come to an end of this edition of Commodity Podcast. Good luck.